Hello, on the date of this, I'm going to timestamp this recording as Monday, April 28th. How'd I do? No, it's the 27th. I'm realizing that people are watching this in more than one platform, sometimes on Facebook Live and sometimes on Facebook later, and also YouTube. So I want to talk about the fear of abandonment and the fear of engulfment, which I talked about yesterday. Somebody sent me a question, and I'm going to respond to it. So she said, morning, Elijah. So I have a question following on from the Facebook conversation yesterday around fear of abandonment and engulfment. I realized that I have a fear of abandonment from some of my friends. And then when I reach out to them and they don't respond, it makes me anxious, sad, judgmental. But when I have friends who are regularly reaching out to me, internally I'm wanting them to leave me alone. It's like what I have, what I need, I want to push it away. How can I stop wanting to do that, then appreciate the people who are there for me? Also, how do you stop yearning for the friends in your life who are no longer there? This is what I love about people's questions is that I can just share something which is a concept and an idea, and we can all agree to it. But then when people share what their experience is, the actualization of anything that we're talking about is so much harder because everybody's personal experience is quite different. And good morning, Josh and Stephanie. So let's go through this. Now, first of all, she said, I realize that I have a fear of abandonment from some of my friends. And then when I reach out to them and they don't respond, it makes me anxious, sad, and judgmental. So for one, we all have an inner life. And that alone is fascinating, is that what happens on the outside is such a partial reality, and our inner lives cannot be read except by how they are possibly being expressed through our outer life. Most of the time, our inner life is not seen. I will say for myself, excuse me. I have a Libra moon and Libra rising. Libra is the scales of balance. I have been really, really angry in situations and seen it on video and then played it back, and it didn't read at all. So I think the thing is, one's inner life can be hidden, and the more repressed a person is around their feeling, the harder it is to know what's really going on, unless you're somebody who really reads energy and also can read the energy past the protective energy that people have. So she says, I reach out to them, they don't respond, it makes me anxious, sad, and judgmental. So she has this inner world when she reaches out to people that when she doesn't get what she wants, she gets anxious, which is feeling unstable, doesn't feel that she can be alone. Sad because the programming of loss is that she doesn't process her loss. So she has sadness because she keeps going back to that place of the loss because she hasn't learned how to work with it. And judgmental is angry at the other. So these three states, anger, sad, judgmental, are like they're all together. And if you read my book in chapter 3, I go through all three of those. So anxiety is the underestimation of your ability to deal with perceived threats. And in this case, people not responding to her. And then that leads her to loss and sadness, which is not just a feeling, but a story she has about her life. And then judgmental, she's angry at that feeling of loss and abandonment. She's angry at mommy and daddy, really. Then she says, when I have friends who are regularly reaching out to me internally, I'm wanting them to I have what I need, I want to push it away. Of course, because what we want to heal is is the unmet need. So when the unmet need is being met, it's no longer unmet. We don't care about it anymore. And that's just the way it works. Like if you're in an unconscious dynamic around your relationship to the external world, then when you get what you want, you won't value it. It's just the way it goes. Or you'll value it for a very short time, and then you're just going to keep wanting the one that rejected you. So she's playing out the feeling. She's playing out the feeling that she has unconsciously internally, which is of abandonment and rejection and sadness and loss and the anger about that. So the people who reach out to her and who don't express those rejecting qualities, or she can't construct evidence of it, it's not powerful to her, so she doesn't value it. She values the other things. And so there's an addiction here, and the addiction is to the pain. She wants to feel the pain. Even though she wants to be relieved of the pain, she's very attached to having it, so goes to the things that hurt her as a pattern. So her question is, how can I stop wanting to do that and then appreciate the people who are there for me? How do you stop yearning for the friends in your life who are no longer there? Well, it's simple and it's difficult. Like, you can't stop wanting. Like, there is the problem right there. There's deeper work to be done. You can't do this mentally. There's no meditation practice you can take on. You need a teacher, practice, and a spiritual practice. So if you don't have one, then it's going to be very hard for you to change this, because you can't stop wanting to do something, because that's your state. You're against yourself, but don't see it. You're against your own state. You're not going to appreciate people there for you and stop that wanting until you stop rejecting your want and start taking care of it yourself. But if you knew how to do that, you would have done it by now. And how do you stop yearning for the friends in your life? It's just two different sides of the same thing. The yearning for your friends in your life who are no longer there is about playing out this expectation that you have unconsciously to be abandoned. So fear of abandonment, fear of engulfment are playing out in both ways. Breath work. The answer to me is effigy breath. I think effigy breath is so powerful to bring the unconscious patterns to the surface so that you can begin to change them. And it's not just the first time you breathe. It's not even the 10th time. It can be the 100th time. It takes time to pull back the onion, as they say, peel back the layers, because you can even be a good breather or a good mechanical breather, but to root this out, you have to keep kind of peeling away, and then one day you'll get to something really, really powerful and buried. It's very rare in my experience of working with people that a person releases all their trauma. I will say for myself, I went through something very dramatic 2.5 years ago, and I had done lots and lots and lots of breathing. As far as I knew, there was nothing left. And after 45 minutes of breathing, I decided I would stop, and I was fine. I was breathing full, and everything was good. And I was with my friend, and she said, just go 5 more minutes. And in that 5 minutes, I encountered something in my hundreds of times of breathing I had never encountered, and I was screaming and howling like a slaughtered animal. And it was some core very primitive trauma, and that one breath changed my life. But it can take a long time to get to this, so you need teachers, you need a practice, and then you need to go out into life and to practice. We are doing a virtual breath today in 20 minutes on Monday, the April 27th. And if you're watching this on some other day and some other time, hope to see you somewhere on the path. Have a great day. Bye.